What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Today I got a real good video for y'all for entertainment purposes only. So stay tuned to the end. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. But let's get straight into the video.
More proof that we switched timelines. What brand do you think of when you see these pizza rolls? Now, if you're from my timeline, you would have said Tostinos. It's Totino's. Where did the S go? You guys know Jordan sneakers, right? The logo always had shorts, but supposedly it's always been pants? How does that even make sense? Who plays ball in pants? And wasn't the Mississippi River the longest river in the U.S.? Well, supposedly it's the Missouri River. And we all know the song, We Are the Champions. We all remember the ending of the song. He goes, we are the champions of the world. But that's not the ending lyrics. It just ends with, we are the champions. And I know I am not tripping. Y'all cannot tell me that the Energizer Bunny has had its battery on its leg the whole time. I kid you not. It's always been on its back.
You know, the whole agenda with the Mandela effect is questioning history so they can change history. Because if there's two people arguing, then they both could be true. Think about the Mandela effect as a step. So today you question what this is. But there's two options. But let's say in 5 years, whatever those two options, it can amplify to another two options because now it's so long you forgot the first Mandela effect. And eventually they can just change history to whatever in the third or fourth layer of a Mandela effect. And so ultimately, if their agenda is to change history, as long as people are arguing, they can amplify these changes.
I mean, they are called the government, which means mind control. We didn't pick that name for them. They picked it for them. So they're really about it. They're really doing their job. They're doing exactly what their name says they're supposed to be doing, you guys. A lot of people are just not catching up. They believe the government is still for them. So I, for one, truly believe the Mandela effect is a way to manipulate the people and their emotions, because our emotions is the strongest thing. And if you have people arguing back and forth, that's more reason for them to go change something else while those two people are fighting. You know what I'm saying? It's literally a psyop. So let me know what you guys think about this video. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting times. Leave your comments down below, you guys. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. You already know we in this shift, y'all. Peace in. Let's get
It's the darker reason why most people don't want to wake up spiritually, and movies like this will tell you why.
Is it happening again, David?
What are you talking about?
You know what I mean.
We all like to think we're in control of our own destiny. So much of our lives are shaped by other people.
You need to learn to control your dreams, Louise. You and me. Special.
You always knew this. How is that?
Once you start, some things can never be taken back.
Maybe you engineered this.
You said this was a fresh start. Now tell me before I start screaming.
I see things.
It's a reason why we were never taught about the astral world or astral projection or any kind of spiritual knowledge at that. It's a deeper meaning or a darker meaning behind all of this. You ever wonder how people knew what you was going to do, what you was going to wear, what you was going to eat? They have something called remote viewing. There's certain people in the world that understand how energy works, and they take all their energy and put it back in, and sometimes they might focus on you. We do have chosen people on this planet that is here for a spiritual purpose. And remember, there are some people that's against spirituality. So if they know how to remote view, they know how to take your energy. You ever wonder why they put everyone in these big ass cities where everyone is all cramped up? People are bumping into each other. People are touching you. Did you know that there is a demonic purpose behind all of this? We have chakras in our hands, or portals in our hands, and when you touch strangers, you actually absorb their energy and they go into your body. Same reason why they want everyone with TVs in their bedrooms. Did you know when you go to bed watching TV, whatever's taking place in that TV is going into your astral world? They call it space for a reason, because once you go into the astral world, there's nothing but space. You can create so many different realities. But since we forgot about this hidden knowledge of spirituality, we absorb all kind of negative energy, and when we go to bed, we create nightmares. Then when we wake up, our physical reality become a nightmare. Your dream world and your astral world is connected to everything that's going to happen to you in the physical world. That's why learning how to meditate, breathe right, and activate your chakras can actually protect you and heal you. We have aura fields around our body to protect us from people that's remote viewing and people that's trying to steal your energy. Did you know that we have different bodies and different realities? Every time you steal from someone, if you lie to someone, or if you're walking around with a lot of anger, this actually weakens your aura field to let demons inside of your physical body. When they put movies on like this, they are talking to a small selection of people, because a lot of people laugh at it and say it's not real. But the spiritual world is more real than the physical world. Everything that happened to you in this world, it came from the spiritual world. That's why it's so important to be in the right environment, be around the right people, eat the right food, know how to do energy work, because if you have holes in your aura field, you will always be sick. For more tips, check out the ebook.
I stated in the previous video that my grandpa told me to always keep a copper penny on me to keep people from taking my energy when they touch me. And I really do believe that when you sleep with the TV on, that whatever you watching do get into your subconscious in a way.
Oh my god, hôm nay hai con mới thấy cái xe này ở ngoài thật quá đẹp và quá kỳ lạ hết tất cả những xe chúng ta thấy. Nhưng mà cái giá của nó, các con thấy nó rất là tốt luôn á. Người ta đang dự định là khoảng có 60.000 US dollar cái xe Cybertruck.
Morbid Facts, Part 192. A former FBI agent has claimed that the 1997 murder of Biggie Smalls was financed by Tupac's boss, Suge Knight. The intended target was actually Biggie's boss, Sean P. Diddy Combs, who was in the car in front of Biggie at the time of the shooting. Biggie was hit by 4 bullets, only the last of which was fatal, striking his colon, liver, heart, and left lung. Modern bulletproof vests were invented in the 1970s by former U.S. Marine and pizza shop owner Richard Davis. He came up with the idea after being wounded when a pizza delivery turned into a shootout. He shot himself in the chest over 200 times to test out the device. Ivan McGuire was a highly experienced skydiver with over 800 recorded dives. But one day in 1988, he made a fatal mistake while filming a lesson on skydiving safety. He had his camera with him but completely forgot to equip a parachute, thus jumping 10,000 feet to his death. He died instantly upon impact with the ground, but his camera footage survived and captured his final plummet.
It's gonna be a big year for aliens. How do I know? They're killing us. What are they trying to tell us? Internal Pentagon report warns America is unequipped to defend itself from an alien invasion. And that was shortly after their classified intelligence meetings on aliens and UFOs. But you need to be very wary about these insiders and whistleblowers that are coming out, because there's a common theme with all of them, and every single one of them will tell you that they're creatures from a different planet. Some even say that we fought them on the moon. You get it? It's crazy. Now, we've already talked extensively about what these creatures are, but there's a lot of people that say, how come they're only in America? Let's clear that up right now. This right here is in Belgium. And they're moving too. Wait till you see the scattered lights in front of it. And this right here is in Chile. And people will say it's Project BB. Let me tell you, they don't need Project BB for things that already exist. And there's so much evidence they already exist, even in our own declassified documents from our own governments. In Bulgaria, we have one that's literally being chased by a jet or some kind of airliner. I'm gonna zoom it in real big right here. And besides countries, how about right by the moon? There's been so many that show a UFO or an orb or some sort of thing by the moon. And with the Greys comes the great deception that most of humanity is going to fall for, because the Greys are going to show us all these wonders and these miracles and all this hidden history. They're going to say, look, we are your gods, and people are going to believe them, and they're going to show us our God with what y'all think this is in the first place. Every bit of it comes with the Antichrist deception. And if you can't tell by looking at the world, that's the time it is right now.
It's food. Anything that's the opposite of that, we can't call it food. So unfortunately, the sad standard American diet, or what they call SAD, we can't consider this food that we eating here in America as food, because it's not giving us vitality. It's not rebuilding or replacing or rearranging our proteins, or what we call amino acid structures. It's not giving us our phytonutrients, our macronutrients, or our micronutrients. So it's not giving us power of will to live. What we eating is actually killing us. It's taking from us. So we can't call that a food. We can call that a murder weapon, but we can't call it food.
You're not ready for this one. We're in Avatar world at this point. This is a plant talking to another plant. This one's probably not saying anything good because the caterpillar's eating it, but a team of researchers used some creative fluorescent lighting and some microscopes to watch this all happen. The results of this are beautiful. Among other things they measured if a plant gets damaged, what happens then to, and sure enough, they communicate pretty much anything that comes in contact with them. They do this with glutamate. Kind of like how our body communicates with us with chemicals that get translated into feelings. You can even see it going through the channels in the cells. That is wild. But it's not just with damage, it's with a variety of things. Even touching the plants can cause them to glow. The electromagnetic field of a plant also responds to damage, and even bees.
As flying causes them to lose electrons. As a bee approaches a flower, the charged fields around the flower react, and the sound changes.
The bee has a static charge from flying, and the plant is grounded, so it has negative, so the pollen just jumps to the bee. Trees also have a similar method of communication, except they use a middleman, the mycelium network, or the fungus, which we only see the fruit of. They cluster in these nodes to create a tree internet. The fungus on the bark and the moss and even the other plants around are connected to form a giant internet of plants. So the universe looks like that, nebulas look like this, the earth looks like this, we look like that, and drink water looks like this, to eat the plants that look like that, to feed our brain that looks like this, so that when we're done experiencing all of it, that can decompose us and return us to this. I got a whole chapter about this beautiful system in my book. If you're into that, it's on sale right now for like $15. You can find it in any link in my bio. Or paperback is on Amazon. Or you can go to Base for it.
I seen a video a while back where the grass was screaming when it was getting stepped on. And if the roots is their communication, then I know they got plenty to talk about living in this world and watching us all day.
Scientists completed the first ever IVF procedure on southern white rhinos. Embryo transfer was successful. The baby was very healthy. This is a really big deal because northern white rhinos are on the verge of going completely extinct. There are only 2 left in the world. Both are female and both are infertile. Knowing that IVF works for their southern counterparts, this paves the way for saving the white rhino. Unfortunately, both the mother and the father got a very unrelated bacterial infection and ended up passing away. But the IVF treatment itself was successful. The mother successfully and easily took the pregnancy. I know IVF in animals, it brings up a whole host of ethical issues. I have these animals to go extinct or almost extinct, and then we try to bring them back. I think at this point in time, if we can prevent as many species as possible from going extinct while also restoring their habitats, implementing stricter poaching and hunting laws, can start to restore some of this natural world to how it's supposed to be.
White rhino? I wouldn't doubt it. They already done brought back all kind of different animals. Like Jurassic Park got them on their own little island somewhere experimenting.
If I were to tell you there's plastic in clouds, you would think I was crazy. Then if I showed you a picture like this, or this one, or this one, then all of a sudden you believe me. But hey, that's how information magic works. What if I were to tell you there's more behind the supposed veil of reality than you once thought? This all-for entertainment thought experiment should not be taken seriously. Critical thinking like, the mystery of fire. What do we know about it anyway? Is it alive? Imagine you're living here on Earth and you've never seen fire. And then all of a sudden one day, somebody goes and does something, and then all of a sudden there's this magical, spiritual, technology-like powerful substance there that you never knew could happen. What if there were certain things that could be done in a sequence that could produce other things like fire that we just don't know about? Hidden knowledge. Fire was once considered a gift from the gods and has a very rich and ancient history. So the question, is fire alive? Let's check this out. It consumes and uses energy, it requires oxygen, it reproduces, it gives off waste, and it moves through the environment. Also, whether alive or not, can it be taken over by spirits, or are there just straight up fire beings? How about the again pre-prefaced all for entertainment thought, because we know about sensitive little algorithms. Anyways, all for entertainment thought about music. Today's music isn't actual music, and we're stuck in a musical matrix. Today's music is actually a form of mucus. Aside from the kind of joking wordplay, the thought seems to fit. There was once actual music, not just arranged melodic frequency manipulation. Why do you think the Bible only mentions certain instruments as being in heaven? Wait a minute, so there's instruments in heaven? So music existed in heaven and predated this world and was taught to man? So then if music predated this world, there must be a purpose. There must be a way to do it and a science behind it. A science that probably is manipulated, especially because the bad guy seems to have been the music leader at one point in time. So, yeah. Moving into our final thought experiment for the day. What do we really know about our environment or about anything in general? How do we think? What if we've been imprisoned by the mental parameters that have been set for us? Consider the Matrix. And I don't mean literally being in a matrix like Neo. I mean a matrix within a matrix. Just look at life around you. Consider the following that seems normal. Shoes, and how much people are obsessed with shoes. Yet how that builds up static electricity in your body and cuts off your electrical circuit flow and feet from the earth, the source. Now how about clothes? The awesome fashion industry. Filled with polyester and plastic again. Filled with nothing but things that lower your frequency. How about the concept of jobs or school or sitting all day? Do they want us to become gray aliens? Super sedentary, indoor, away from the sun lifestyle seems Matrix-like, obviously unnatural. How about the idea of language, which we're going to get into a lot deeper one episode? How about the fact that there's originally seemingly self-appointed people who have been in control that make you require permission and to pay for living on the planet that you're native to? You need permission for everything for the place you were born into. All this seems normal, but somebody coming from another time, like the whole concept of the Time Changer movie, a stranger to our time and culture would come in and think this is totally insane. Food for thought to consider. See you next time on The Savage Truth.
The Rarest Things on Earth, Part 9. This adorable puppy named Narwhal was born with a second tail on his forehead. The cause of the extra tail hasn't been determined, but biologists theorize it's the remnant of a parasitic twin. A Chinese woman has shocked the internet with photos of a hard-boiled egg that she forgot about for 20 years. It is completely fossilized and now resembles a ruby. Here's some extremely rare footage of a jaguarundi. This vocal yet elusive feline is native to the Americas and is otherwise known as the otter cat. It has at least 13 distinct calls and is closely related to the puma. This rare bison ribeye makes me feel thankful that I'm not a vegan. Italy's Buffa di Pereiro is famously known as the world's loneliest house. It sits on the side of a mountain over 1 mile away from the base, and its closest neighbor is 6 miles away. Built in the 1950s, its origins are a mystery, but today it serves as a hunting cabin for a group that hunts for puffins.
That tail on the forehead was crazy. Looked like a little bang. What if somebody curled it? What if somebody braided it up and put a little barrette on the end? And that ribeye was a little too pink for me.
The security footage appears to show a cat transforming into a man. Looking closely, the cat heads behind a tree and emerges the other side as a human.
I don't know, dude hopped out from behind that tree like he just made a play.
Hey, vente.
Fifth time I had watched the video, I noticed something in the corner of the room, which is actually my daughter's room. So I screenshotted it and I just zoomed in on it. My heart just dropped. I could feel my face, all the blood in my face ran. I mean, it scared me.
Go.
But soda lakes reveal how life begins in the universe. Soda lakes are bodies of water with high levels of sodium and carbonate, and if we're lucky, phosphate. They have a high pH level, around 9 to 10. It's basically like swimming in baking soda. They occur from a reaction between water and volcanic rocks, and they're usually located in areas with little rainfall but a lot of evaporation. DNA and cells need phosphate as a kind of backbone, but in labs where scientists try to recreate life under primordial conditions, they've needed to use like 1,000,000 times more phosphate than what's naturally found in rivers and lakes. But this 1-foot deep lake in British Columbia has just those kinds of conditions. This seemingly uninteresting body of water not only has phosphorus levels high enough, but instead of the calcium in here bonding with phosphate to make calcium phosphate, which is in your teeth, the calcium is instead bonding with carbonate and magnesium to form dolomite. This is important because when calcium and phosphate bond, remember this, the calcium basically sucks up all the phosphate, so there's nothing left. But dolomite means leftovers, which means there's some left over for life to use. This could be how life sprung up, and how it could exist in other places. Because volcanic rock and water, the starting points of all this, aren't entirely hard to come by in the universe.
What I don't like is how people think that life evolved the way it did here. That don't make no sense, knowing that every planet ain't the same and all of them got different kind of compounds on them.
Y'all seen this video right here? These little things running around. They're some kind of tribe in Indonesia. Do y'all think they're real?
Mau jadi kameramen. Ini rumahnya nih. Tapi tidak ada suara tong-tong. Woi, bagaimana? Bang, gimana nih, Bang? Woi.
Something about this video was saying setup. They're a little too playful to be indigenous.
Sorry, they just found what? Under the ice? Now I'm done. Why is every video I make about Antarctica now? No. Right, so we all know Antarctica. I mean, I make probably a video on it every flipping week now. But yeah, this is pretty crazy. This time, it's not about aliens, this is about real life stuff, so it should be alright. So basically, as I'm sure you're aware, there are a lot of research teams in Antarctica. People go out there to investigate the species, the sea life, see obviously how quickly the ice is all melting and stuff like that. And a team about a year ago went there to basically investigate under the ice. Basically, what this crew were doing was finding out more about all the species that are in Antarctica, and of course, there's not that many, right? Well, it's until now. So what they did is drilled into the ice and put this tiny, tiny little camera right down the hole. Do you want to know how deep this went? 18 miles! And what they found under there was actually pretty insane. They found hundreds, if not thousands of unknown species which have never ever been seen before by anyone on Earth. Now, of course, the camera which went down there is like 5mm, it's flipping tiny, so you can't really see as much as you'd like to, but there was tons of things swimming and crashing into this camera the whole time it was recording, and scientists even said they found an entire ecosystem literally 18 miles under the ice. Now, since the last time we spoke about this, they have reported over 1,000 different types of species or sea life under there, some of which being different types of sea cucumbers, sea stars, and various other molecules part of the snail or slug family, which is, you know, pretty cool. But of course, the researchers over there are still looking into things and are going to find more and more things every time they look below the ice. So as always, hit that follow button, and I'll keep you updated.
There's probably some things down there that we don't want to discover. The last thing that we want to do is bring something up here and it just wreak havoc on the whole planet.
What? What? Wow.
It looks like it. Is it a gorge or is it like that?
Is it mad?
Yeah.
Touch it.
Is it just Look! Oh my God!
Look at that!
Wow!
Goodness.
Look at the face!
God. He's got like googly eyes.
I think he ate too much.
Yeah.
What?
He's full.
Wow.
Wow.
We really ticked him off.
Oh, what?
That looks like the gill archer. The gill.
Some kind of.
What?
Whoa! Wow. It just got so big.
It's all bladder.
Oh my God.
That's his defense. Like, let me blow up so I can show him how big I am.
Incredible. Wow.
Yep, he's doing the shape.
What's a Oh my God! Is that a gulper eel then?
Wow.
I think so, yeah. That is crazy.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
So this is something strange that happened in the Dominican Republic just recently. A group of people were praying and out of nowhere, a group of glowing white creatures started to appear. Notice how these creatures are glowing so bright? Some people are actually claiming that this could be angels, but as they appear, they disappear very quickly, according to the villagers there. Let's watch the video and let me know what you guys think. It seems like there were about 100 of them, there's so many of them, and everybody was really shocked to see them. Let's watch the video.
Hey, when he zoomed in, their heads did look a little off. I wonder if it was like a Cosmo play or just a group gathering, or was it something bold going on in broad daylight?
Have you guys heard what happened in Atlanta? So Atlanta invests 60 out of $90 million in what's called Cop City, which is a new military compound that helps them train under urban warfare. What is that about, you guys? And Atlanta people are not happy. Check this out.
The City Council just approved Cop City, the $90 million police militarization facility for police to train in urban warfare. Community members and activists lined up to speak to oppose the building of the facility.
Spending $60 million, 60 million taxpayer dollars on a new police training facility is the most heartbreaking, reckless, and quite frankly, anti-black thing this city has ever proposed in my lifetime.
Atlanta only has one level 1 trauma hospital in the metro Atlanta area. But you want $60 billion to Cop City.
Testimony went well until 3 a.m., with 210 people speaking against the facility and hundreds more outside that were denied entry. The Atlanta City Council ultimately voted to approve tens of millions of dollars to go to the project, despite the intense public outcry and opposition. This vote came on the heels of the recent arrests of the 3 organizers who led the Atlanta Solidarity Fund, which had provided bail money and helped find attorneys for arrested protesters. But the community is not giving up. Organizers filed a petition with the city of Atlanta that starts the process of getting the issue of building Cop City on the November ballot. They say the struggle doesn't end here.
Yeah, we're trying to get a people's referendum on the ballot. The Georgia Constitution allows for a ballot initiative. We see that as the next legal mechanism in order to get Cop City built or stop Cop City from being built. So that is what we're trying to do. There's going to continue to be street protests. There's going to continue to be actions. There's a week of actions coming up. But we also want to make sure that we have a direct...
It baffles me that the city council people got voted in by the Atlanta citizens and they are doing exactly the opposite of what the citizens put them in there for. You can't even call this a democracy. It was never a democracy, even though the word democracy doesn't even mean what you think it means. But remember, we live in a government. When it comes to funding anything but peace, they are all about it. Even when it comes to imaginary wars, you guys. And I believe this war is an imaginary war on the people, like usual. So let me know what you guys think about this video. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting times. Like, comment, and share for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. You already know what to do, y'all. Keep up with me.
While everyone is worried about Texas immigrants, did you forget that China is in the year of the dragon? The dragon represents good luck, strength, and health, and yang. Yin is black and yang is white. We are moving into a brighter world. The people that control this world, they follow the star constellation for messages. But us, we follow the media and the news for messages. Make it make sense. So let me get this straight. Texas is going to fight immigrants to protect land they stole from other people. Don't you know immigrants stole this whole country? They were speaking about Texas because Texas is actually draining this whole planet from all the oil. They turned the oil or the blood from this planet into a big ass corporation. Now the oil is destroying everything. They always put a little bit of truth in their messages if you can understand what they're trying to tell you. This whole thing with the immigrants is all about oil. It's all about business. They turned this planet into a corporation. But once again, we are leaving the darkness and we are going into the light, meaning we're about to get our wealth and abundance back to us. When people hear about wealth and abundance, the first thing they think about is money. I'm not speaking about this kind of money. I'm speaking about health. Remember, health is wealth. The more healthy we are, the more wealth we have. We can only get real abundance when we go back into nature. Nature is the real abundance. Look how everything manifests at ease. In 2 more weeks, this cycle of darkness is ending and the light is coming back to us. We are getting our money back, but if you don't want the money or the wealth, it's going back to the system. Once we start following the star constellations and the signs from the heavens, we will understand what's going on. Stop following Fox, CNN, and ABC. They're not going to tell you the truth. Every soul on this planet is really rich and have all kind of abundance, and we can manifest anytime we want. But if we don't know how to use our energy, we're going to manifest to them, and we're going to manifest their reality because they don't have the energy or the currency to make it happen. They turn this planet into a corporation and they turn us into a corporation. But all this will be ending soon once we realize we don't need them, they need us. But if we keep fighting their war for them, we will always lose at the end because we are the ones getting hurt, not them. The only way to escape the matrix, go back in nature. The only way to get real abundance, go back in nature. Remember, nature is our real environment. Everything grows free for us.
I think we as a whole do need to get back to our roots, eat better, meditate more, and then we'll be able to manifest whatever we need. But me personally, I love nature. I can be out there for hours.
What is it? Be careful, be careful. What is that? Ah, but that could be a satellite. That could be a satellite. Oh, what the fuck? Dude.
Filipino nurse that was recording herself, and her house was literally haunted. So it was her in front of the camera and her little brother recording, right? Everything was normal, and she started talking, like doing the demonstration, and then the light flickered. The brother hands it up. What is that? What is that? And she's like, "Oh, it's okay. Maybe it's just electricity. Keep it rolling, right?"
Yeah.
So she keeps going. The demonstration happens. Something in the closet makes a loud bang, right? And she jolts and goes to the camera and turns it off right away because she's scared. She makes a part 2 type video, and she's showing everything. She's like, "Guys, nobody can fit in this closet. I swear it wasn't planned. My house is haunted. I don't even want to touch the clothes." But when she does, she goes, "Tabi tabi po," and then she starts touching the clothes. And in the video, as soon as she says "tabi tabi po," there's like a growl, like you hear an audio in the growl, and she turns it out again. Yeah. Right? So it keeps going. That night, she sets up security camera. And remember in your story when she told them the door goes. Yeah. Damn, the closet door.
Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all sub up and hit that like. But until next time.